Welcome back. I'm Lynn Louise, your host of the Cosmic Valkyrie podcast and your business coach. Housekeeping, I still have the cough from COVID, but let's get into business because I want to keep these nice and short. Today, I want to discuss when something unexpected takes you away from your business. For 20 days in December, I had COVID. I was stuck in bed. I was sleeping most of the time. When I was conscious, I was doing my self hypnosis. I was making sure that I was drinking water. I was doing the things that I needed to do to stay alive. We all know what that's like. I'm not saying this to make you feel sorry. I'm making you understand that when I was sick in bed, I was not able to do the daily operations in my business that I normally do. I'm sure you've had a situation like this as well. Because I have COVID and I'm still working through it, I may be coughing through this, so just be aware of that. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum as I cough. So I'm sure at one point or another, you have been sick, or maybe you lost a loved one and had to take off time from your daily operations in your business, the air quote things we do in our business. And that includes everything from content creation to prospecting, sales, balancing our books, even client calls, everything. There have been times when you were forced to unexpectedly step away from your business. But I also want you to think about this when we are scheduling days away from our business, just because we want to do the things we love with the people that we love. That's why we're entrepreneurs, because we want the time and financial freedom that having a business allows us. But I often see coaches struggling with unexpected absences in their business that create financial instability, meaning they get sick and they cannot work the daily operations of their business, and they don't have any profit to fall back on, any income coming in, and they end up sabotaging themselves into a worse financial state than they began, or the same as, meaning there's no different when they're not working, they're not getting paid, and therefore they are not making any financial gains. I want you to understand that there are two aspects when we're looking at this. There is the brain set aspect, which we'll address, and there is a strategy aspect. You need both of these in place in order to create the financial freedom that you want right now, not next year, not when you hit multiple six figures. You want to create the financial freedom in your business right now. So the first thing let's address is brain set. These are the beliefs and behaviors that you're operating from on a core level that keep you stuck in that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. So when I say things like employee mindset, this is what I'm talking about. If you are seeing your business from a core level belief system as it is like a job, when I do these things every day, it creates the outcomes I desire, which is making money. Therefore, if I'm not doing these operations, then I am not making any money. This is employee mindset. This is treating your business like a job. Therefore, if you get sick, you're not making any money because you don't have an employer. You are your employer. And therefore, you don't get sick pay. You're not working for somebody else that is granting you time off when you get sick, because you are the person you are responsible to answering to. You're your own employer. So when you are operating your business like it is a job, it is going to pay you like a job without the benefits. That is the first big missing piece. You have to stop approaching your business like a job. Sorry. Sorry about that. So when we have the core level belief systems that are designed to keep us in that employee paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, then we do the things that continue to create that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, because our beliefs create our behaviors. Pardon me. So I want you to realize that your belief system that this is like working a job is creating the behaviors as an unpaid intern or a low-paying employee, okay? Or you're just not having the benefits, right? Okay, so we got that taken care of. Let's move on to how that is in relationship to the fundamental strategies. If you are operating from this mindset, I can guarantee you that you probably haven't learned the financial strategies, the financial fundamentals that are going to be needed to create the action to take you in a different direction. So you can have the best mindset and you can understand, okay, I need to switch out of thinking of my business like a job. Done. I'm no longer going to perceive my business like a job. But that doesn't change what you're doing, because if you don't know what to do, how are you going to do it? So what I can say is you can have the mindset now. Now you've had the shift. I have shifted that perspective. I've brought awareness to it and it has changed. But until you learn the fundamental financial strategies that are going to have to take place, your doing is only as good as your knowledge. So you don't know how to be an entrepreneur and create the fundamental financial strategies so that next time you get sick, you don't have to worry about where the money's coming from. You don't have to worry about, is everything taken care of in my business? Your business is its own entity and it is sustainable. I did not have to worry once about my business, even though I had to reschedule clients, I had to put things off. Everything was still running the way it should. And I didn't have to worry about any income or any depletion in my ability to sustain the lifestyle in which I have created for my husband and I. So here's the thing. What is that fundamental strategy? Now, there's a whole mechanism, a whole method that I teach inside my mastermind. It is really, really important that you know the financial strategies from the get-go. Because if you are not laying them in place now, if you have not gotten your business off the ground, this is probably a reason why. But if you get them going now, if you implement those strategies now, it hasn't turned into an unruly monster that you're going to have to wrangle back and try and figure out, right? So the good news, you can learn it now and it's going to be really easy for you to get momentum and get everything going and in place so that you can create that financial freedom. Pardon me. But you're going to have to learn those fundamentals so that you know what needs to be done to treat your business like a business. I can tell you the number one mistake I see when people are approaching their business financials, they are approaching it from their personal banking system. This is absolutely incorrect. You cannot run your business like you run your household. It is a completely different animal and it is more complex than what you do for your home budgeting. You need to know simple things like what's the difference between income, profit, and owner payout. You need to know what percentage of your income you can dish out for expenses, what amount needs to go into tax, what amount needs to go into profit, and now that profit, how much you can pay yourself. There are fundamental strategies that you need to know straight out of the gate so that you can take time off and not struggle, not worry about getting the bills paid, not worry about, is my business going to crash because I'm not there? I really want you to hear this because so many people are focused on putting out content. Content is a marketing strategy. It is one strategy that is necessary for business growth. But I'm going to be honest, y'all probably got the whole marketing strategy, content creation down fine. You are getting action. Your people are joining your Facebook groups. You're having a good time with it. The ball gets dropped when we need to take that awareness from the marketing strategy and monetize it. And that right there is sales strategies. Your content is only as good as your ability to convert it into sales. And that is not a marketing strategy. That is a sales strategy. And that sales strategy brings in money. And that money demands you to have your financial strategies figured out so that every time you make $100 sell, you know what percentage is allocated to each category necessary to create financial freedom. Not learning this is not investing in your business. It is keeping you in a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, in the I have a job and my job is creating content and my job is making sure that I'm like doing lives in my Facebook group and all this stuff. It's not focused on business building activities. You have invested a lot of time and a lot of money into learning your trade. Your trade is not your business. Being a Reiki practitioner or being a shamanic arts healer or being a weight loss coach or business coach, that is not business strategy. That is a trade. Business strategies, entrepreneurial strategies, foundational strategies, fundamental strategies are what takes your trade and monetizes it into hard, cold cash. You need to start thinking about how much you have invested in learning your trade and equate it to how much money you have invested in learning how to run a business. I want you to think about that. How willing are you to investing into something like the Evolution 10X Mastermind that is going to teach you the fundamentals in financials, sales, prospecting, and even some content monetization, all that kind of good stuff? How willing are you to invest in taking and learning those strategies so that you can monetize your trade, your amazing gifts, and create the financial freedom that you desire? I want you to think about that. Oh, but I don't have the money. But next time there's like a Reiki 2 master certification, you're pouring money out into it. Or there's a shamanic arts healing deep dive class that you can take. And you're like, I'm going to lay down $25K on that. But you're not willing to invest what you need to invest in the education to running your business. Think about it. You think that it's easy to run a business? How many things in this podcast right now did you hear that you're like, wait, there's a difference between owner payout and profit? Expenditures and investments? You're supposed to have a percentage of each amount, a dollar that comes into your business. You're supposed to divide it up and put it into categories. How many things did you hear today that you didn't know? Because those are the things that I teach. Those are the things that are going to get you out of paycheck to paycheck, or even worse off, racking up debt by paying out into things that aren't making you money, when really you need to expand your education and entrepreneurship. That's your food for thought. Now, if you're willing to finally do what it takes to create that multiple six-figure business, or if you want to move out of that 10K a year, because I can tell you, 80% of all coaches are making less than 10K a year. And somebody questioned me on that, and I gave them a link. You can find it. It's Googleable. There's been a study done, and it says 80% of all coaches are making less than 5 figures a year. 5 figures starts at 10K. 5 figures is 10K. So if you're one of those 80% that have not made 10K a year yet, it's time to learn. It's time to learn the fundamentals. So if that's you, book a call with me. You can find the link in the show notes. And let's get started.